Welcome to the SIBME tutorial for CP students in CP1 and CP2. This is Professor Lori Call. I am your seminar faculty member that supports you through CP1 and CP2. So in this video, we're going to just kind of review what you need to do in order to use SIBME. You are going to be observed 4 times by your supervisor this fall quad 1 of 2020. It's usually 5, but because of COVID-19 and the time period that we're in, it's going to be 4. And the way you're going to be observed is by SIBME. So you're going to record yourself probably in Zoom or in Google Hangout or Google Meets. I believe you can record that. I'm much more familiar with Zoom. And then you're going to save it to your desktop, and then you're going to load it into SIBME. So I'm going to kind of go through that process from beginning to end. So I'm going to pretend like I'm starting a meeting. I'm going to just leave it, without anything on it. I'm going to pretend I'm doing my course, my class. I'm teaching. It's recording. Of course, you're making sure it's recording. And then when I'm done, I'm going to stop and I'm going to end the meeting for all. And then what's going to pop up if you have it triggered this way is that it's going to convert the meeting to recording. And then I have 2 screens, so it pops up on my other screen. I have this video sitting here. I have the audio and the playback. I'm going to choose the video and I'm going to drag it to my desktop. I just, for space, throw away the rest of them. So now I have this here waiting for me. I'm going to rename it. Let's name it Lesson 1. We'll just pretend. I might put the date too for your supervisor and such. And then now I need to open a window for SIBME. So I'm going to type in SIBME. If this is the first time ever you're using SIBME, I need to go in and I need to make sure that I'm in the system. Christy Wren puts all of you in the system and should have you loaded. If for some reason you have trouble getting into SIBME, then you need to contact Christy or myself. Actually, I can help you do that. Christy Wren or Lori Call, and we can be sure that you're added into the system. So you're going to click log in. And then, I'm not going to fill out this up here. You're going to always be tempted to do this up here, but it won't work if you go up at the top. You need to log in with Google, sign in with Google. So you're going to click on sign in with Google, choose your account, your Point Loma account, or it won't work. So don't choose your school account or anything else, but make sure you choose your Point Loma account. And of course, now I have a whole lot more options than you will have, but you're going to come up and you're going to have workspace where you're going to need to go. So once again, if you were not able to get in, please be sure that you go, that you let Christy or I know so that we can get you in the system. Huddles. Now I have 1,000 huddles here, not really, but you will have nothing listed here, but huddles is where everything is going to live, okay? And you have to have a huddle that's shared with you in order for you to go in and upload anything, okay? So your supervisor then will click new huddles and will create a new huddle for you, whichever one it would be, collaboration, so you can talk back and forth, or whatever it is they're going to name it. Let's call this practice. Huddle participants, they're going to enter your name here. So I can't put my name on here, so I'm not going to put anybody here. You guys will get notified, or they'll put your name in there if you're not there, but you should be. So then they're going to click done. This isn't going to let me do it probably because, right, no artifacts. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like actually. So now once I'm ready to upload something to this, there's nothing here. This is where it has to be, or your supervisor can't see it. So I've still clicked on huddle. And here's what I can do. I can add things to it. I can upload a video, upload audio, record, do a live stream, or add URL, or whatever it is you want to do. I have it on my desktop, so I'm going to choose upload video. And I'm going to select, and I'm going to drag and drop. There it is. And now I'm going to upload it. Give it a second as it thinks, and there is the video. Okay, so that's going to be the whole video for me. If I wanted to do it by URL, say you loaded it into YouTube, or you have it in your Google Drive, you could use your URL right there and do that instead. You can also record straight from SIBME, which if you're doing your TPA would be very, very smart to do, because you're going to have to videotape from behind you with your phone, so that the observer, when they're scoring you, can see you sitting in the chair and your Zoom on your computer in front of you with the faces of your students. And that's going to be required, so be sure that you do it that way. So this is how you can do that. Now, if you need to, which you're going to have to do, you need to annotate, okay? Because normally if you were doing in-person observations, you would first do your lesson plan. And then, sorry, you have to see my face there. You do your lesson plan, and then you would talk with your professor, your supervisor, excuse me, who has done an observation formative assessment. They've typed it up, written all their notes in about everything you did that was wonderful, and suggestions for things you should do. And then you're going to reflect on it. You would write a reflection and a reflection document and give it back to them, and then you guys would talk again and the process would be complete. Because you're not doing it in person, you're doing those within SIBME. So the first step is first annotating. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to say, oh, pretending, at this particular spot right here at 16 seconds, I'm going to add a comment here and say, I couldn't get my screen to show the students' faces. So then my supervisor knows, why is my face big on this? That's because I hadn't gotten it ready yet, or I was having Wi-Fi problems, or whatever it might be. And then I can add different things here. I can add an article, I can add framework, which they're going to do in response to you for the CSTPs, for the teaching standards. And you can also add tags if you would like to. Here you could say, oh, I have a question, or this is a bright spot, or just don't add anything at all. In this case, I probably wouldn't add anything, so then I'm going to add it. And there it is. So I'm just going to keep doing that and going down through the whole thing until I'm done with the video. And I'm going to tell my supervisor, okay, I'm ready because I've annotated. Then they're going to come back and they're going to reply to all of yours. So then they're going to come in and they're going to say, oh, you know, whatever it is. Great job adjusting, try this, blah, 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 or next time do this, okay, whatever it might be. And then they're going to add, okay, so you're not going to see yourself responding to yourself. You would have your supervisor's name there. But the supervisor is also going to include, whoops, I need to pick California standards. These are the CSTPs that you are working towards, okay? So these 6 skills is what you're working for. So we're going to use the framework. Am I sure? The supervisor is going to say yes. So now they can respond to anywhere in the video. Let's go back to comments and I will show you. So let me respond again to this here, and they can say, remember in TPE 1 to always da 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 da, and then they're going to add in there the frameworks. Okay, I can't do it in a comment. Remember to always use blank 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 from TPE 1, for example. And then there's the comment from me, from the supervisor, telling you remember to use this particular TPE and keep that in mind. So you're going to go back and forth. So the first time you're going to annotate, telling your comments about your lesson, how you thought it went. Then your supervisor is going to go in and respond to that, and then you're going to do your final reflection by responding to anything that the supervisor has said, and then you are all done. And this is going to be the cycle you go through 4 different times. You can attach things here, which if your supervisor recommends, I think it would be an excellent idea to attach the lesson plans here inside this particular huddle for your lesson 24 hours in advance. And I think that would be an excellent way to complete the process, because everything would be there all together. But just talk to your supervisor as to how they want to handle that. So thank you for your time, and hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I'd be glad to help with your use of SIBME. Good luck this quad.